Welcome to History Reforged and to the first episode of History Unscripted, a show where we dust off hidden stories from our past and bring them to life. In today's episode, we're diving deep to explore the lost city of Thonis Heracleion, a real-life Atlantis that vanished under the sea. Are you ready to join me on an underwater adventure to uncover secrets that have been buried for centuries? Let's embark on this expedition into Egypt's sunken mysteries. With its prime location right on the Nile Delta, this place was bustling. Can you imagine the clamor of traders and sailors filling its docks? Not to mention it had one of Egypt's most sacred temples too, the Temple of Heracleion. No doubt this city was a vibing hub back in its day, but its wealth and power put a target on its back. Persians, Greeks like Alexander the Great, Egypt's Ptolemaic dynasty, they all wanted a piece of the action. Talk about some high-stakes real estate. Yet despite being passed around like hot property, Thonis Heracleion kept flourishing as Egypt's maritime gem. But then, disaster struck. Natural catastrophes like earthquakes caused the ground beneath the city to turn to mush and sink into the sea. Just imagine that. You wake up one morning and your whole entire city is vanishing underwater. By the 8th century CE, Thonis Heracleion was swallowed by the Mediterranean, fading into legend as Egypt's own Atlantis. And that's where it stayed hidden for over 1,200 years, folks. Now let's fast forward to 1933 when British pilots flying over Egypt noticed some funky shapes lurking under the waves. Aha, could these be remnants of the lost city? The race was on to locate Thonis Heracleion. It wasn't until 2000 that some slick sonar technology finally revealed the ruins of this underwater metropolis. When divers plunged into the depths, what they discovered was astonishing. I'm talking a treasure trove of ancient ships, statues, temples, even golden jewelry perfectly preserved beneath the sea. This place was like a time capsule frozen in the deep. After centuries lost, Thonis Heracleion was ready to share its secrets once more. The artifacts here reveal so much about its multicultural society. Greek, Roman, Egyptian, Thonis Heracleion was the ancient melting pot. The statues and art blend styles from across the ancient world. How cool is that? And just look at the massive shrines and temples decorated with ancient glyphs and towering statues. Clearly this was a bustling religious center back in the day. The Egyptians spared no expense for the gods. We're also getting a unique glimpse into everyday life here. Tools, pots, artwork. Together they paint a picture of a lively port city where merchants hawked their wares. Do you think they had some ancient food stalls and taverns too? I'm feeling peckish just thinking about it. We can't forget the bling either. The jewelry, amulets and trinkets uncovered are fit for pharaohs and queens. But it wasn't all about wealth. People were preparing for eternity too. The archaeologists even found Egyptian tombs with remarkably preserved mummies buried right there under the sea. It seems no expense was spared to ready the dead for the afterlife. Can you imagine archaeologists stumbling upon an underwater cemetery? Now folks, we've only scratched the surface here today. Underwater mysteries of Thonis Heracleion are still waiting to be uncovered by future divers. Will you join me to see what other treasures and secrets this Atlantis of Egypt still holds? And that brings us to the end of this immersive tale from the vaults of history. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the long-lost metropolis of Thonis Heracleion and the treasures it revealed after over 1,200 years buried at sea. Will you join me on the next episode of History Unscripted? Make sure to like this video, subscribe to History Reforged, and click the bell to follow this series, uncovering hidden gems from our past. Until next time, stay curious and keep digging into those dusty vaults of history with me. I'm your host, Milton, and this has been History Reforged.